Well, everybody. This is Lan Wilf. I am the old biologist. I'm down here behind the woodshed again, but I'm not scolding anybody today. It's just a convenient place to come back here and talk for a minute. I haven't loaded a video in a week or so. It's been about a week. Been having to do some processing. It's been incredibly cold outside, but that hasn't been the real reason. I shot me a 3-year-old buck on January the 4th with a doe he was chasing. He was running around acting like a buck. And in an earlier video, I shot it while I was hauling these samples to the sample freezer. And I got the call about a week ago straight up that the 3-year-old buck I shot was chronic wasting disease positive. It hasn't been confirmed 100% yet, but it's going to be. The value on the test was high enough that my friend with the state agency that called me basically told me that he'd never seen a deer with a value this high not confirmed. So it's most likely going to be confirmed by the AHC test. But now I can join the sad fraternity of landowners that now have chronic wasting disease on their property. I have hunted this property, my home place, for 37, 38 years, right at 38 years. Hunted it since I was 12 years old. It's the first place I ever went deer hunting. Killed my first deer there. And at this point, I'm not really angry. I'm just melancholy about it. I've already done the grieving process when we popped positive in my home state in 2018. And we had a positive, the closest positive to me was submitted in the fall of 2018. So it took it about 8 years to move 34 miles. And I am the first positive in my home county. I am dealing with this from an objective standpoint. I'm trying to avoid emoting. I'm not going to play the blame game at this point because it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Tree falls north, tree falls south. There it lays. We got to deal with it. So what we're going to do is going into next season, we're going to take a few more deer. I've never fed or baited on my place. Well, I haven't since there's been no corn on my place since like the early 90s. I had one friend hunting it that put some corn out. Even when I was younger and misguided, I put a little bit out when I was a teenager. But since the early 90s, there's been no corn on my property. No feed, nothing. Had the mineral lick for a while, disbanded those as well in the early 2000s. But I've done everything right that I could do. I kept the deer density low, did not feed, I managed habitat, and it still made it here. And it was inevitable once you have one within 34 miles, you'll eventually have a positive. But what we're going to do is we're going to sample some scrapes. We're going to continue to test. We're going to continue to hunt. I always said when I popped positive, that I would kill 3 positives and reevaluate. So that's still my plan. I've got 2 more positives. When I start getting positive does, I'll know then it's deeply entrenched. But until then, we don't have enough information really to know anything about prevalence. We don't know if it's 1 deer out of 500 or 1 deer out of 70. We just don't know. We just know that we have 1 positive, and we don't have enough information to make any educated decisions. But this is a unique opportunity for me doing this channel. It'll take years, but I'm probably one of the few deer biologists in the country that has a positive deer on the place that they grew up hunting. And so I can let you know from my experience over time what the disease does if this channel persists. And I'm loosely planning on continuing to do it, at least for the foreseeable future. But if I've been underground for about a week, I've been having to contend with having a positive deer on my home where I grew up hunting, and that is a significant gut punch. Throwing rocks at the captive deer industry, throwing rocks at the Ted Nugents and the James Crowells and the Chris Seaberrys of the world, Jay Gregory, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. All we can do is continue to collect data and monitor it, see what the deer density does. I will shoot another video about something happier in the next few days. I'm trying to get 3 out a week. This week I've failed, but I've got a good justification as to why. But I appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate your patience. This was a gut punch, but it wasn't as bad as CWD1 in my home state. And I appreciate all of y'all, and we'll be talking.